If you're going to be creating a magazine layout, you need to understand the anatomy of page layout and what is included in a magazine. For your annotation, you can then label them correctly, and when you're discussing your choices, you've got something specific that you're talking about. So that's what we're going to look at in this video. So if we take a normal double page spread from any magazine, you're going to have some commonalities between them. So first off, we have the folio, and that is the sort of information that appears on every page. So on here, it's where the article, the section title is, and also the page numbers are also part of the folio. The next thing you've got is the headline, and the purpose of the headline is to attract attention. So caught in the act is kind of a pun that they're using, but it's the first thing to capture your attention. A lot of people think the headline is the most important part of a magazine page layout, but it's not. The most important thing is the next thing, which is the stand first or cells. And that is just a block of text that gives an overview, a summary of what the article is about. So the headline grabs your attention, but it's the cells or the stand first that actually gets you to stop and read. So it needs to be really captivating, which is usually why it's in bold and different to the body copy, which comes next. So you've got the intro and deck text. That's usually just slightly bolder than the rest of the body copy, so the intro paragraph. And then you've got the body copy, which is all the little writing. Now you'll find that the font size for a magazine is usually around 10 or 11, maybe even as small as 9 points. It's very rare that you would see something at 12 points, so that is one of the things that students in particular make a mistake of, is to have their body copy too big, the font size too big. So the next thing we're looking at is the credits. If you look down the bottom of the page, it's the credits for the magazine, for the article. So it might be the credits of the author of the article and also credits for the photographer or illustrator. Then we've got a pull quote. So this is a piece of text that's taken out of the main part of the article, and it's used in the page. So we use a grid to organise the form and the content, and so we break up lots of information into the grid system so it's easier to read. And there are different ways that you can lay out that information. So you've got 2 and 3 columns, and they can also get up to 5 columns. So you tend to find that magazine layout is using an odd number, so it's easy to place things like pictures over 3 columns. But really this image here, if you look, it's mainly on 1 column and it just slightly overlaps into the 2, and you've got the pull quote in the middle. Again, we can break down a magazine into its grids and each of its elements. So I would suggest you do this in your own annotation.